Hey everyone, it's your pal Drew, and I am back. And I got some more comics from my spinner rack. Actually, ones that will find a home in my spinner rack that I bought at Dave's Comics and Collectibles. Okay, I covered some of the issues of The Fly from the early 60s, and they were pretty terrible. Terrible as in, I'll read a few pages and then I lose interest. And I'll come back and read a couple pages a day. But this one is not like that at all. This was really enjoyable. This is the last issue. It doesn't say what number it is there. It just says on the indicia on the inside. It's issue 30, final issue, and this book has a really interesting pedigree, and it's probably the reason why it's a good issue. It's written by Jerry Siegel, the co-creator of Superman, penciled by John Rosenberger, who I actually had to do research on for this because I don't know him. I had never heard his name before. And inked by John Giunta, something like that. But he's somebody I recognized from Marvel and DC. He had done quite a bit of stuff. And occasionally Robert Bernstein did some of the stories, and he worked for early Marvel as a writer on like the third issue of Tales of Suspense that had Iron Man in it, and it's dreadful. It was that short time, like in the first year of Iron Man, first year of Thor, where they tried to give Stan and Jack a break, and maybe these people could cover, but it didn't work. So. Love this cover. I love the art. By the way, this creature here never shows up in the issue. It's odd, but I'll tell you what, the stories and the art are vastly superior to the earlier issues that I had shown and covered. The posture, like that posture is really great, where it shows like the weight of somebody who is aloft. In Fly Girl, she's actress Kim Brand. She actually clocks this one guy in this science fiction movie, and I broke a watch, and so she goes to. This book has it's one of those many books that has like what do they call it, spine curl or something like that. And I don't mind that if it means I get a cheaper book, but it's hard to turn pages sometimes. So she buys another one at this jeweler, and the guy says, I just noticed the ring on your finger. Isn't that a fly ring? Oh, why, yes. I had it copied after the ones Fly and Fly Girl wear. I'm a great admirer of theirs. Who isn't? They're a boon to mankind, always battling injustice and evil. She's like, oh, yeah, I agree. I'll wear it on the way out. So she's like, oh, I'll go see Troy. I don't know if I guess Fly Girl were boyfriend or girlfriend or just sidekick and and main character. I'm not sure because I don't know all my Fly details. I do love this transitional figure here with like the spark and then with a silhouette. And so she's going to meet Troy at his place, but then she says she has time, so she's putting on a show for the orphan children tomorrow morning and buying some candy and favors for them. She goes to do exactly that, heads over to the office, and these thugs come in. And says, what are you doing? Waiting for Troy to come home. We got a score to settle. He put half our mob in jail because his good friend the Fly helped him gather evidence against us. What I love about this is a big Silver Age trope where, like, Don Blake would be mentioned, like the Grey Gargoyle would break in, and he's like, everyone knows that you're the Earth contact with Thor. So that was like a common thing. And there was other examples I can't think of very off the bat, but it was just funny. It's like, why would this guy still be breathing? So she's like, I just bought this watch yesterday and it stopped running. Mind if I, see something clogging the works? And they're like, you won't be around for an hour from here. And she works on it, and she goes, while we're waiting for Mr. Troy, do you mind if I examine these balloons that I'm distributing to some orphan children? Aren't you nuts, lady? You won't be alive tomorrow. So she's like, oh, these balloons, this one seems to have a hole in it. So she blows it up, and they're like, wait a minute, they got a one-track mind. Balloons, she thinks at a time like this. So she's like, I'm going to send a message to Thomas Troy. The Flash should be completing his patrol now. And she goes, whoops, the balloon slipped away. It's floating out the window. Quick, get it. And they're like, what? Retrieve it. We need wings. And the funny thing is, she's just blowing it up herself. It's not, unless she has secret helium breath that I'm not aware of. It shouldn't have floated. But suddenly, the Flash shows up. They're like, okay, you guys, but how do you know we're waiting for Troy? Because of this balloon I noticed drifting in the air while I was doing my patrol. It's got numbers pasted on it, 563 and under 711. 5 is the 5th month of the year, May. The 63 refers to 1963. 711 is the address of Troy's office. And I realized that trouble at 7-Eleven because May stands for May Day, the International Distress Signal. Where did these numbers come from? Hang in there, everybody. My wristwatch, remember I worked on it? Well, I removed 6 numbers from the dial and pasted them on the back of the balloons while you weren't looking. And I interpreted it. It's just so bizarre. But it's fun. I mean, it's almost like a Silver Age DC, but without the science. Like the Silver Age DC stuff always had a lot of like real science and pseudoscience, but this is more straightaway superhero stuff. It's funny. There's these 2 pages of. Why is my camera doing that? I'll have to look into that. Hello, everybody. Is it wobbling too much? There we go. Sorry, everybody. Introducing Young Dr. Masters, and it features Dr. Walter Masters, young Dr. Masters' father, Sally Redmond, the nurse who loves young Dr. Masters, Brenda Moore, young Dr. Masters' fiance. So basically, it's a 2-page teaser for something that's really Dullsville, as they used to say back then. Lovers, quarrels, tragedy in the making, and hey. Experience all these thrilling moments in the smash hit new comic, Young Dr. Masters. I like how it's a smash hit before it actually comes out. That was a very common thing. Really neat stuff there. That's another DC sort of thing, where they would have the captions, like Carmen Infantino. He would do like a finger pointing at something. So, really cool stuff. They stopped this meteor using the heat power of 1,000,000 of fireflies. And this guy's robbing a bank, but he's got this stuff called Embraceable Me perfume, which makes everybody do what he says. He goes, steals stuff in a bank, and they're happy he can, oh, I'm happy you can steal from us. He gets Fly and Fly Girl to fight each other, and that's a pretty cool tackling pose there. That's, the headquarters is in Schlock Perfume Works. A abandoned perfume factory, which looks like what do they call this thing? Atomizers. So, more shenanigans happen. And he's getting away with everything. But they go to his headquarters, and somehow they suss out that they're in this atomizer. He squishes it right there, and it was more fun. Well, okay, Fly Girl meets a comet, which is this character who never shows up. I don't know why they had second thoughts about that, but I love the postures. I mean, there's really neat stuff. I like that. That's a really cool angle. And he's madly in love and all this stuff, but she keeps giving him tests. It's like. I'll never marry a man who's weaker than me. I challenge you to wrestle. It's a very Red Sonja. She tries to go into his brain, and why'd you do that? So she wasn't sure. He was pissed off because, you don't trust me. So he takes off. And she's like, how awful. I'm so used to having unscrupulous villains try to trick me that I became suspicious and ruined my chance to marry a wonderful man. The comet is out of my life forever. Choke. I'll force myself to forget about romance and a marriage. Girls will be girls, and so, wow, boy, that does not age well at all. Say, wait a minute, I never noticed before just how handsome a fly is. I bet he makes some lucky gal like me, for instance, a marvelous husband. Nuts. Totally nuts. Anyway, the Griffin, I only knew of this book. Why does he keep zooming in like that? You gotta figure that out. I apologize. Like I said, it's a new camera. But this book was a indie book, I believe, first. And then DC snapped it up to do a 6-issue miniseries in like square-bound format, which is a lot of money at it. When most of these miniseries were usually like 3 or 4. So it's Dan Vado, and Norman Flechet, however you say his name, Mark McKenna, who became, a really great anchor. He's already a great anchor in here. That's Steve Oliff, one of the great colors. Special thanks to Mick Gray, another great anchor. I really like the coloring on the earth there. Really, really sweet stuff. And but you know what? I found that the story was very, very, very kind of generic. It's a guy who's hanging out. He's got a girlfriend, all that. But it goes on a bit. It's just not really something new, even for 1990, I think it is. So it's kind of like Star-Lord, where the aliens show up and they offer this guy a chance to. What is it? We are observing. Wait, I gotta hold on a second. What they do is they give him superpowers. They want to experiment on him. Apparently, there's powers, the ability to create powers, but not with their race. So it's really bizarre, and because part of me is like, well, why would they get some stranger? They said they've been observing him and say, he's a pretty nice guy, but once you're there, maybe you don't like what they're doing, and it's like, why would they give you superpowers if they don't really, if you're a sort of unknown quantity? Does that make any sense? Yeah, I'd like to think so, but it's like 20 years later, and they don't say a single thing about what he did for them. Did he blow up their enemy ships? Was he on the right side of battles and stuff like that? So after 20 years, he wants to go back home to Earth, and then that's not Scud the Disposable Assassin, but this actually came out before that, I believe. And it is interesting, but it's just not great. It's there, Some neat designs and all that, but I just can't. I don't know, and it's not even a case where stuff I've read since has this kind of stuff, and I'm kind of. It's like even a lot of the indies in the 80s, indie comic companies, they sort of covered this kind of stuff already. That is so late 80s, early 90s. So it's okay. I don't think I'm getting the rest of the series, but here's X-51, Machine Man, and they decided to create an imprint, Marvel Tech. They came out with a couple different characters, and they revived a few characters. Like they brought back Deathlock, and it's nice. It's a solid story, but the problem is the way the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants show up, and they basically want to take down X-51, aka Machine Man. And I love the exaggeration on the toad there. The art is great. And, Machine Man stands his ground. And he blows a lot of the... He basically is invincible. It's like, at this stage, I don't know Why? These are memories. I love that's a very good cover or splash page. But he basically there's no real threat to him. He's managed to like be supercharged, and there's no real challenge, I guess. Even the Blob is threatened, and it's okay, but it's like I don't have any concerns about the protagonist. There's no stakes, I guess is the way to put it. And it's all right. I might check out other issues of that. So one of the best later issues of Marvel Team Up. After a certain era, I guess a year or so after the Claremont Byrne era, the book started. There was 4 issues with I think it was Bill Mantlos, Al Buscema, and Steve Lealoha did this great 4-parter with Shang-Chi and Nick Fury and Black Widow with Spider-Man. But after that, the quality really, really went down. But this is an exception to the rule. It's written by Stephen Grant and Pat Broderick and Bruce Patterson. Excellent inker on excellent penciler. And Stephen Grant's pretty damn good, too. Look at the splash. It had to be all pencil. It had to all be inked. I have inked pages like this, and it's nuts. It's just like, but you know what? If I have a page like this, like I usually, especially way back the first, 5 or 10 years or so when I was doing comics, I wanted to do as many comics as I could because I had that imposter syndrome, like I better keep working before they realize I'm not qualified to keep working. And I took on like way too many jobs, but I put in a lot of hours to make sure the quality was still up. And but I'd wake up, I'd go to bed around 2 or 3, and then our dog Gromit, who he was the first rescue dog we had in like 1995 or 6. He would wake me up like a clock at 8:30 every morning. I'd take him out, and then I would basically drink 2 pots of coffee, a day, and then finally chill out like 2 in the morning. And sometimes I went to bed a little earlier, but I was just, I wanted to have the opportunity to ink as many cool things as I wanted to, and I've been very blessed in that. I've been very, I guess it was my workaholic nature at the time that made me very attracted to editors. So some really cool stuff here. That is Gloria Grant, who works with Pete at the Daily Bugle, and I'm kind of surprised they didn't, they weren't a couple. It's they gave him Deb Whitman, who was just a terrible character that was poorly thought out, and that's really cool. That's something that you didn't see much of Spider-Man. And he's like, something's not right at this carnival, because he saw the flaming skeleton. He's like, that's Ghost Rider. But Moondark the Magician. Come on. I was focusing for you. You're not focusing for me, camera. See, I have to get used to its abilities and la la la. Come on. This is a super badass image that has to be focused. Come on. Everybody say it with me. Focus, focus, focus. Anyway, there we are. Super badass. Broderick really, really enjoys doing this character, and I would have liked it if he did more of it. He's got his flame cycle. They have a bit of a... you got to fight when you team up. That's just how it goes. There's a lot going on in this issue, and man, that's great. So he's using his Hellfire to fry people's souls, and Spider-Man's like, stop it. I don't know what kind of feels, what moves you, you maniac. So, really, really cool stuff. The other Spider-Man stuff that Pat Broderick did was What If number 19, where Uncle Ben didn't get killed, and he became, Spider-Man became like a TV star. And I like the end in Ghost Rider's eye socket. And we get to fly again, but in the 80s. Rudy Never's cover. Oh, he did a lot of covers for Red Circle that Rich Buckler had revived. And inside, it's all Steve Ditko. And I'm telling you what, later, this era of Ditko, I really didn't like him inking himself. It was all just monoline, and it was very, it looked more like a simple cartoon, I guess, even though there were classic touches. But it says Steve Ditko with an assist by Bill Drought now, and Rod Olderenshaw. And I don't know who did the inks. I guess those two guys did, but it really looks great. It really, like, that's clearly a Ditko panel, but it's not, it's not as awkward as like Hulk 249, where he was fighting Jack Frost or whatever. This is just really nice stuff. Really nice stuff. It's almost a Wally Wood there. So it's just really nice. I know some people would say, oh, well, they're taking the Ditko out of some of the stuff. But I would say, like, this example of right in the center here with Fly Girl and the fly behind her, it puts me in mind of like when Wally Wood would ink Ditko, on Thunder Agents and on a bunch of mid-70s DC comics. So I'm loving it. Pretty cool, huh? So that's it. And I apologize for the screwy camera work. I'm going to try and figure that out. I'm kind of a simple-minded chimp when it comes to technology, even something as dumb as a camera on the computer. And anyway, I hope you enjoyed this anyway. Let me know what you think below. Have you read any issues of The Fly in the Red Circle era of the 80s or, the early 60s? How'd you like, the Spider-Man books? Personally, I think, with like the exception, very few exceptions, like number 100 of Marvel Team Up, there was a lot of crappy issues. But I'd say the highlight afterwards was about a year where J.M. DeMatteis and Kerry Gamble did the book. I think it was like 120 through 130. And there's a lot of shitty ones before and after that one. And if you've read the Griffin or you have any insights to that, let me know. And if you think X-51 is cool or not. I mean, the art's cool. It's just wasn't much of a story. And so anyway, take care, and I'll try and do better on the camera work, I promise. And thank you for being patient with the focus stuff. And thank you for watching. Thank you so much for watching, because you guys and gals out there, you have so many options to watch on YouTube, and you've clearly at this point you've taken time with the watch me and do my show and my fanboy geek stuff, and I never take that for granted, because I love doing the show and I love interacting. If you have comments below, I don't delete anybody's comments, and that's about it. So I will see you in a little while, and I will master this new camera. I promise. Well, you take care, everybody. Have a good day.